Alright guys, welcome to Salt Aquatic. I haven't done any update on my tank. Actually, this is a new tank. I haven't been posting any videos for well over a year because there have been a lot of things going on in my life, and I had to sell my beautiful corals. If you can remember from my last video of my 40 gallon, which is down there, is dark, you can't see. Yeah, but I got this new tank. I got it used, but it's a decent one. It's this innovative marine SR80 80 gallon all-in-one tank. These tanks are not being produced anymore. This model is discontinued already. It's a little bit dark, I don't know if you can see. Yeah, here it is. So these are my fish. I've got a blue hippo tank, a yellow, lemon yellow mimic tank, azure damsel. Where's the chief of the tank? This is my powder brown tank. The most beautiful fish in the tank. Maybe blue hippo as well, I don't know. All of them are beautiful. And that's my fox face and my maroon clown. So I'm gonna tell you what's going on with this tank. Oh yeah, and about my lights. I've got these beautiful AI primes. They're older models, but this guy was generous enough to offer me some really good deal on these 3 lights. Of course they're used, but I only paid $250 for 3 of them. And you know what a good, beautiful lights are there. That's Aquamox HOB. I don't remember the number, but it's a really great skimmer. It's pulling out a lot of dirt from the tank. As you can see, I don't have any corals in my tank. And the reason why I actually wanted to go ahead and start stocking the tank with new corals, I decided this time to go mostly with soft corals. I used to have some beautiful stony corals, but hey, in this bigger tank you can't get away with only water changes. It's gonna take a lot of water changes, and I'm not a big fan of dosing. Probably it's because of my experience. I had a bad luck and I killed a couple corals while dosing. It was my mistake, but either way it's a lot of work when you have stony corals. Those are beautiful, but you need to dedicate substantial amount of time to get it done. That's why this time I decided to go. I am going to go actually with soft corals mostly, and maybe some LPS here and there. So, but now as you can see, I don't have any. Oh yeah, and by the way, I decided to go bare bottom this time, and I'm pretty sure bare bottom, some people don't like the look of it, but I'm fine with it. I actually like it, and it's way more easier to maintain the tank like this, keep the nutrients down. So what's going on with this tank? When I got my fish, I actually had this fish already for over 3 months, but unfortunately I got ick, that disgusting disease that everybody knows and I'm pretty sure hates. Once you get it, it's a pain in the butt to get rid of it. So I was contemplating to set up a quarantine tank, but as you can see, look at this fish. Those are swimmers. And those are especially the rabbit fish, the fox face. It's big. And tanks are sometimes, my powder brown is pretty big. I can't fit them in my 40 gallon to quarantine them for 37 days, and I'm pretty sure that if you don't do at least 37 days in a copper, you won't get rid of ick. It's still gonna be there. So there are everybody says, actually, mostly everybody says that once you dose your main tank where you have live rock in it with copper, it's never gonna come out completely. Guys, I don't know. I think that's anecdotal statement. There is no such thing as ever. And I actually had researched and found out some people who actually dosed the main tank and then stocked the tank after, I don't know, maybe 2-3 months after clearing the copper from the main tank and using the very same live rock. They are having pretty good success keeping those corals. So I decided to take a risk, take a chance, and dose my main display tank with copper. I'm using copper power, of course, with Hannah Checker to like every 3 to 4 days I'm checking the copper level in the tank. But I don't need to add more copper because this is chelated copper, and copper power is known to be much easier to maintain, and precipitation is way less. So yeah, this is day 15 of copper treatment in my main display tank with live rock in it. And I have a gut feeling that I'm gonna be fine when I'll clear out the copper and I'll be stocking the tank with new corals. It's gonna be okay, I think. Tell me in the comments below if you disagree, because hey, this hobby is, it's a big experiment. You never know. One thing works for someone, another thing works for another one. So we all learn by doing here. Of course, research is important, but if you don't do it, you will never know how to reef, how to maintain a reef tank. So, and that's the whole joy, is this hobby is about, we need to make ourselves happy by, of course, failures are not a happy part of this hobby, but still we need to go through there. Whoever doesn't do any mistakes doesn't learn. But I think my current experiment is not a mistake. It's actually a good idea. I think this copper is going to just sterilize the whole tank, and I can finally get rid of that obnoxious ick. But of course, from now on, I would never ever introduce new fish and even new coral without quarantining. That's a lesson learned. So here's my innovative marine SR80, 80-gallon all-in-one tank. And in the next video I'll do more detail review about the equipment I use on this tank. And yeah, here it is. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm gonna keep you posted about the success of this ick treatment. Fish doesn't have, by the way, any traces of ick already on them, and it's been like this for 10 days, but I want to be on a safe side, and I'm gonna keep those 37, I might go over it, maybe 40 days of copper medicated tank to completely obliterate this ick out from my tank. Oh, by the way, one thing I forgot to mention. Maybe 7 days ago, I noticed that my hippo tank was scratching, but there was no any visible sign on him. And then all of a sudden, on the glass, I noticed copepods. Wow, that was interesting, but I was not excited about it because, hey, you know, ick is invertebrate parasite. And if you have copepods, it means if copepod can survive, then ick can survive. And I got really worried. I didn't understand what's going on, tried to research it, tried to read some forums and stuff, but no luck. And then I checked the salinity, and I saw that I have 1.030, which is way above. You're supposed to have like 1.25, 1.025. And I read somewhere that actually higher salinity might protect invertebrates from copper, which means it will protect ick as well. That's a common sense. If invertebrates can survive, ick can survive. So I went ahead and decreased the salinity to 1.024 and then dosed to bring it to the maximum actually dosage. I have like 2.5 particles per million of copper as recommended on copper power bottle. And after that I noticed no copepods are there anymore. They all probably died. So yeah, here is my tank, and I think in several months it's gonna become a beautiful reef tank, pretty sure. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and yeah, happy reefing.